Hi, welcome to Fusion Kitchen. Today I'm making vanilla cupcakes with cream cheese frosting. Let's start. First we're going to preheat the oven to 180 degrees. Now we're going to take 1.5 cups of flour. I have sifted the flour. Sifting makes the cake lighter. I've also added 1 teaspoon of baking powder and I've added half teaspoon of salt. Now we're going to add the wet ingredients in another bowl. We will take about 1 cup of castor sugar, quarter cup of vegetable oil. Now using a whisk, I have used an immersion blender. You whisk it till it is well blended and creamy. Now we are going to add the eggs. I have used 3 eggs. Using a hand whisk, I have added 1 egg at a time. Note, you can also use an electric whisk. Using a hand whisk is good enough. I have also added 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. Once all the wet ingredients are incorporated well, we are going to fold in the dry ingredients. The dry ingredients were the flour, the baking powder and the salt. Now with the dry ingredients, I have added 3/4 cup of milk. So alternately you add the flour and the 3/4 cup of milk. Now we will continue doing this, and the last will be the flour that we will end up with. Now using a spatula, I have folded in all the ingredients till it becomes a very smooth batter. Do not over mix, but at the same time it is important that it is mixed very well and the batter smooth and creamy. Now I have used a muffin pan with silicone molds. Preferably use silicone and not paper molds. They are easier to work with. You don't have to grease them. If you do grease them, you can grease them very lightly. Now using a tablespoon, I fill them up about 3/4 fill. Sometimes you have to fill them up only 2/3, especially if you use baking soda, but here I have not used any baking soda. So I have just filled them 3/4 full. It is important whenever you're making muffins or cupcakes, never fill it right to the brim. This is because it will overflow. The batter will overflow as it is baking. Do the cupcakes in batches. Place the cupcakes in the oven in the middle rack for about 30 minutes or so till it becomes a light golden. The total cupcakes that I got were around 15. So now we're going to prepare the cream cheese frosting. I've taken 4 ounces of cream cheese, 1 teaspoon vanilla essence, butter I've used about 4 tablespoons, that is about quarter cup. Added 2 cups of icing sugar. Using an electric whisk or an immersion blender, I blended it with a teaspoon of red food coloring. Now using an offset spatula, I've put this cream cheese frosting on the cupcakes, only at the tops. You frost only the tops of the cupcakes. You'll find the frosting is very soft. Leave to set for an hour or so. You can also put them in the fridge to set. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.